everybody. Welcome to Kids Yoga. I'm Martha from the Hale YMCA.
And I'm Taylor from Now.
And we're so thankful and grateful that you have come back to join us for another session of Kids Yoga.
So we're going to introduce our friends today. We have our breathing buddies, so we're going to bring them closer so you can get a good look at them. So this is my breathing buddy. Her name is Mrs. Snuggles.
Aww, so sweet. And mine is Dr. Feathers. So they're going to be our breathing buddies. So if you would like to take a minute to go get your breathing buddy, a really special stuffed animal, we'll give you a second to do that.
And if you have your breathing buddy, what's your breathing buddy's name? Are they soft? Are they excited for yoga? Mine is excited for yoga.
So is mine. Let's get going. Okay, so you remember from last week, if you joined us, that we're going to start with something related to our breath, and it's called, anybody remember the name? Taylor, remember the name?
Pranayama.
Pranayama. So this is the breath work in yoga. So we're going to do it starting on our backs and have our breathing buddies right on our bellies.
Are you excited, Mrs. Snuggles?
So excited! All right, let's come on down to our backs. We're going to have our knees bent, and we're going to take our breathing buddies and place them right on the belly. And then we're just going to begin to just take in a big breath, and just notice if your breathing buddy moves up and down. And it's okay if they do, and it's okay if they don't. So let's just take in a big inhale and exhale. Take a second to look at your breathing buddy. Are they moving as you inhale? And exhale. Let's do 2 more of those, really focusing our breath. Inhale. And exhale. We'll do 1 more. Put your hands right on your body. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's put our breathing buddy to the side. And we're gonna bring we're gonna bend our knees and bring our feet up. And we're gonna do the bicycle just like we started last week. So how you doing over there, Taylor?
I'm doing good.
All right, we're pedaling up the hill, getting some warmth into our hips and our knees, getting movement started.
Are we going up a hill?
We're going up the hill. You gotta press hard. All right, now let's reverse it. Let's go the other way. Moving our bodies in our other direction to warm up.
I feel my muscles getting warm.
Me too.
Are your muscles getting warm?
We need it today. It's so cold out there. We need to warm up inside. All right, so now we're going to start rocking and rolling. So we're going to roll up just a little ways and then back down. And roll up a little more and back down. And 2 more. Up a little more and back down. And this one, come on up to seated. All right.
All right. So today we're going to pretend that we're on the beach. Do you remember last week when we pretended that we were in space? Who remembers? I remember.
I remember.
So this week we're going to pretend that we're on the beach. So pretend your mat is the sand of a beach.
Feels good on my hands.
What kind of animals live at the beach?
Seagulls.
Seals too, in the ocean.
Yeah.
Crabs.
Crabs. Fish.
So we're gonna do something with crabs. So how does a crab communicate with each other? Do you know?
This? Me?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, they pinch.
They pinch.
And they move their pinchers and their claws, and they move their antennas, and they talk to each other that way. So we're gonna pretend that we're walking like crabs today. How does a crab walk? So they kind of walk on all 4 of their limbs, right? And they use their claws to keep them balanced. So we're gonna pick our bums up off the mat, and we're gonna walk like a crab. So we're gonna go forwards and backwards. Woo!
Oh boy.
Are you getting warm?
Quite.
So let's go all the way to the edge of our mat and then back, and then we'll come back down.
How do they do this all day?
I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
It's hard work being a crab.
It sure is.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about summer.
Mm-hmm.
I like the quiet and the ocean sounds.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I love the feel of the sun on my skin warming me up.
Did you know that you can find ocean sounds? You can look them up and you can listen to the ocean. You can buy a sound machine and listen to the ocean, and it's very calming.
Yep, absolutely. Very calming. I listen to it every day, actually, so I love the beach too. All right, so we're gonna do our half moon. So remember we did this last week, and if it's new to you, that's great too. So we're going to put our right hand on the earth, and we're gonna inhale our left hand up, and exhale and bend. And inhale, look up, and exhale, fold. And one more, inhale, and exhale, fold. And hold here, making sure your bottom is down on the floor. One more big breath in, and exhale. Nice. Okay, we'll go to the other side. So let's place our left hand on the earth, right hand up towards the sky, and let's inhale and exhale, fold. Ooh, that feels good on my side. And let's inhale and exhale. And we'll do one more big stretch up towards the sky, and exhale, fold. Let's hold here for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. All right, I think it's time for table. Is it time for table?
I think it's time for
All
us
right.
to go to the table.
Let's come on up to table. So with table, like we talked about last time, we're gonna have our hands directly underneath our shoulders, and we're gonna have our knees directly underneath our hips. Best that we can do there, okay? And we're gonna do our cat-cows. So Taylor, you wanna lead us this week?
All right, so do we remember what sounds cats and cows make? So let's go down into cow. And what does a cow sound like, Martha?
Moo. You say that with us. Moo.
And then we're gonna go up into a cat. So we're gonna arch our backs up and stretch our arms. And what does a cat sound like?
Meow.
Let's go back down into cow.
Moo.
Moo. And back up into cat. Back into cow.
Moo.
And then into cat. What do you think, Martha? Should we do this one more time?
One more time.
Let's go back into cow. It feels so good, doesn't it?
Warming up your spine. Moo.
And back up into cat.
Cats sometimes hiss too, don't they, Taylor?
They do. What
They
does
do.
a hiss sound
I think it's
like?
like a right? When they're like, yep, that's a Kit Kat. All right, so from here, we're gonna push back into mouse pose. So remember with this, you can have your knees nice and wide and bring your bottom back down to meet your feet. And you're gonna just bring your hands out in front of you, let your forehead rest down onto the earth. And just take a minute here to recenter your breath and refocus. And you can always come back to mouse pose. Anytime, if we're doing something that doesn't feel great, you can always come back to mouse. It's a wonderful pose for comfort. All right, Taylor, what are we doing next?
Alright, so do you guys know what a snake is? They're kind of creepy, they're kind of slithery. So there's one snake, it's a big, big snake, and it's called the cobra. So to go into baby cobra, we're gonna put our hands forward on our mat and go flat onto our bellies. And then you're gonna have your chest meet your mat, and your hands are gonna be up here by your shoulders. And you're just gonna push up a little bit to be a baby cobra.
You feel a little slithery too.
Yeah,
if you
right?
like to slither around.
Slither. What else do snakes do? They hiss.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's like a cat.
And all babies, they have a what? What do all the baby cobras have?
Maybe, do they have a mommy or daddy?
They have a mommy or daddy cobra. So we're gonna come up into the mommy or daddy cobra. And we're gonna stretch our back. You can look up and take a breath. And let's go back down into our baby cobra. And maybe we can slither around a little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea. Kind of put into the mommy daddy cobra. What do you think? Do you like the baby cobra or the mommy daddy cobra better?
I think I like the baby one.
I think I like the mommy daddy cobra best. I like the way it stretches my back.
Which one do you like? It's a wonderful back bend. Either one, whether it's the baby or the parent cobra. All right, so from here we're gonna push back into mouse pose. Whenever you do something like that on your belly, you always wanna do a counter stretch, which is gonna stretch your spine just like this. Again, bringing your head down onto the earth. Just taking a few breaths here before we get going and get nice and warm.
I'm feeling warm.
I'm already feeling warm too. Okay, so we're gonna come back up into table. And from table we're doing what, Taylor?
We're gonna do something a little different, aren't we?
Yep, we are. So we're gonna go to downward dog first, right? So we're gonna bring our bottom up towards the sky. We're gonna press back into our heels. We can bend our knees and pedal our feet, feeling into our downward dog. And then we're gonna do three-legged dog. So we're three-legged, going up towards the sky. You're gonna turn and look under your armpit and take a big breath here, inhale and exhale. Then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring our foot all the way through to meet our hands. Here we go. Nice, so this is called low lunge. So low lunge, you can have your legs straight in the back, or you can have it down onto the earth, whatever's right for you. Okay? Low lunge. This is also runner's lunge.
Ooh.
Feel like running? Anybody a runner? Okay, now we're gonna push up into high lunge. So practicing your balance. Coming on up to high lunge. You're gonna square your hips straight forward. You can put your hands on your hips. This leg behind us is straight and the one in the front is bent. Arms up overhead. Big breath. Inhale and exhale. Nice, now we're gonna open up into warrior. Remember we did warrior before. So that front knee is bent. And we have our hands out. What are we gonna do with our hands, Taylor? That's different.
We're gonna look up.
Yep.
And then we were gonna go down. And then we were gonna do a bow and arrow. So we were gonna bring our hand forward and pull back to stretch it. And then we can go forward again and pull back to stretch it.
That's a tight bow and arrow. Let's do one more.
We're gonna reach forward and pull all the way back.
Oh, your strength. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna go back into that high lunge. So you remember, we're gonna turn, hands on our hips, square those hips forward, and then we'll come down to our low lunge that we started in with our hands on either side of our foot. And then we step back to down dog and pedal our feet. All right, we're gonna do it on the other side. Taylor, you wanna lead the other side?
Yep, so we're gonna pick our foot up and look under your armpit. And then we're gonna put our foot through. Take a second, you can breathe for a second. And then we're gonna come up into our lunge. And then we're gonna turn into war. Oh no, we put our hands up. I forgot a step.
It's all good.
And then go into warrior. Can you still see?
You see us?
I know.
Mirror images.
And then we were gonna put our hands up and down, and then we're gonna pull our bow. Ready? So one. Ooh, my bow is pretty tight.
That's a pretty strong arms.
2. 3. All right. Good job, guys.
Nice. Strong warriors.
How do you feel?
You feeling nice and strong? Warmed up?
Do you find yoga calming? Do you feel good?
We hope so. We'll come on back down to that low lunge. All right, so let's step back down into our down dog. Okay, good work. We're gonna do a plank, Taylor?
Yeah, let's do a plank.
All right, Taylor's gonna lead our plank.
So we're gonna come down into our plank, and we're just gonna breathe. I'm feeling nice and warm.
Nice and warm, a little shaky even.
Yeah, right? Do you think we should go into mouse pose for a minute?
Sure. So we'll come down onto our knees, nice and wide, and push back to mouse. That's a good place to be. All right. So I think from here, if we do, we'll come to that gorilla that we did last week, and Taylor has some fun stuff to add to gorilla.
Yeah.
So we'll push up to down dog. And to get to gorilla, we're gonna walk our feet up to meet our hands. And you remember that we did a little, put our hands under our toes, a little, that little gorilla noise. You're gonna do a little gorilla arms maybe.
Yeah.
A little rocking back and forth. All right, and then Taylor has a fun new part to add to gorilla.
All right, so now we're gonna make our gorilla walk. So we're gonna spread our feet out a little bit, and we're gonna come into a squat. And then what do gorillas? They kind of walk with their arms down like this, right? So we're gonna walk forward and go ooh, 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 ooh. What else do gorillas do? Sometimes they kind of like bang on their chest. I will just go up, and then back down.
Maybe we should go this way.
Yeah, maybe we should go.
Let's hear your gorilla noises.
Good job.
All right, nice. Okay, so it looks like we came up to standing. So I'm thinking from last week, we did our spaceship. Do you want to do our spaceship?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start in mountain. So mountain pose. We have our feet directly underneath our hips. We have our arms resting at our sides. And we're just going to take a minute and just roll your shoulders back.
They might be tired after all that gorilla walking.
Right? Gorilla, downward dog. We're doing a lot of good shoulder work today and planking. And now let's roll our shoulders the other direction, bringing them forward. Nice. Okay, so now we're just going to take a minute to close our eyes if that's comfortable for you. Or you can leave them open and just bring your attention down into your legs for a minute and tighten up all those muscles. Really, really, really tight and strong. And then release them. And let's try that again with breath. Let's tighten up the muscles and inhale and exhale, release. And let's do one more, tighten them all up. Inhale and exhale, let them go. Nice, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna get on our spaceship. So our arms are going up overhead. And we're gonna work our way down into that squat. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right.
Ready?
Go ahead.
3, 2, 1, blast off. Should we do one more?
One more.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Woo! We made it. We made it to the moon.
It was a long journey here.
Sure was, and it's cold.
It is. It's cold on the moon.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's much colder than the beach.
Absolutely. So the moon is at the back of the mat. The earth is at the center of the mat. And then the sun or the beach is all the way up top. I think that's where the crab's going to be, right?
That's where the crab is.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little game. So I'll call out the spot that we're going to jump to. All right, so let's see how we do. So let's start. We're starting on the moon. Then we're going earth, sun, earth, sun, earth, moon. Ah. Earth, moon, earth, moon. Let's do a few more. Earth, sun. Can we walk all the way back to the moon?
Whoa!
Woo! Big jump. Okay.
Martha, you almost fell off the moon.
I almost fell off the moon. Out into the stars and
All right,
the galaxy.
I'm going to lead us now. So we're standing on the moon, and we're going to go all the way to the sun.
Oh boy.
Whoa, that was a big jump.
That was huge.
It's like a ton up here.
It
Let's go back
is.
to
You getting
Earth.
warm? Let's go back
Let's
to
go
it.
back to Earth.
All right, Earth.
Oh, it's nice and comfortable here. We can take a breath. but not for long before we go back to the hot sun.
Oh, back to the sun.
And all the way back to the moon.
Oh boy, big jump.
Oh boy, that was a very, very fun trip, wasn't
That
it?
was fun. So when we step onto the earth, we remember and we're grateful for all of the trees that are on the earth with us. So today, we're going to do a pose called tree pose. So with tree pose, it's nice to start with your hands together over your heart just for a little balance. And I'll tell you, the trick with tree pose is to find something to focus on. It's called a dristi. So if you find a dristi, could be anything. It could be a spot on the floor, could be a picture in the room that you're in. Focus your attention on that. And when you're ready, you're going to lift up your left foot and place it on the inside of your shin. Yeah, right shin. And we're going to breathe here. And we can be right here, or if we want, we can also move our foot up to our inner thigh, just so long as it's not on your knee, so your shin or your thigh. And if you'd like, and you're feeling really balanced, you can do whatever you like with your arms. They could be up straight.
You could have a branch.
You could have a branch. You could be a moving tree.
Ooh, that's a little harder.
So many options. This could be called, this here is called goalpost arms. Right? So whatever you want your tree to be. It's unique and beautiful, whatever it is. And let's bring our hands back to heart center. And we'll bring both of our feet down onto the earth. How'd that feel for you, Taylor?
I like that.
Nice, me too. I love tree. It's very centering and helps me appreciate nature even when I'm inside. Okay? So let's try it on the other side. So again, we'll start with our hands at heart. Find something to focus on to balance. And when you're ready, you can lift your right foot to your left shin.
You might notice that you're more balanced on one foot than the other, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
It's okay if you're falling or tripping.
Absolutely. All of those things are part of yoga practice. It looks different for each person. It's a beautiful thing. There's no right or wrong. It's wonderful. Okay. And if we'd like to bring our foot up to our upper thigh, we can, or leave it on the shin. Oh, I'm feeling a little
wiggly. You're a moving tree.
Right?
Maybe if you're wiggling, you're a moving tree.
Moving tree.
The
moving
wind.
in the branches, the wind and the snow.
Have you ever noticed during a storm, the trees, they move a lot? Sometimes they're branches, sometimes they're bodies.
And they can be really beautiful to watch. And then sometimes the snow, they do this.
Right.
Right? They get sort of weighed down with the snow, but always look so beautiful. All right, we'll bring our hands back to heart. We'll bring our feet down to the earth. All right, so you remember from last week, we talked about what the poses are called in yoga, and it's called an asana. Can you say that with me?
Asana.
Asana. So an asana are all of the things we've done with you today, and we keep doing too. So tree and mountain and warrior, these are all great examples of asana. Okay, we're ready to get back down to the earth?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna inhale our arms all the way up overhead. We're gonna exhale, fold. Remember, we're doing our sun salute here, hands to the earth. We're gonna inhale, straighten our legs. Exhale, hands back down to the earth. And then we're gonna take down one knee and then the other. We good?
We're good.
Cool. All right, let's lay down on our backs. So Taylor, I was thinking either bridge or dead bug again. Which one would you like to do?
Let's do a bridge.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So if you remember from last week, we kind of talked about how you could do bridge two ways. You could use your yoga block, or you could use your towel, and you could put them underneath you to support. You could support yourself like this and breathe in and out. Or the other thing you could do is and maybe if you don't have a block or a towel, this is a good option. You kind of just hold yourself up. You use your muscles and you just hold yourself like a bridge. That's how I'm going to do it today. What are you doing, Martha? Are you using a block?
So I used a towel making choices too, just like you, of what
Yeah.
feels right in my body, and only I know what feels right in my body, so that's what I'm going with today. Taylor, do we want to add a challenge and do one-legged bridge?
Ooh, a challenge, yeah.
All right, so here's what we do. We're up in bridge pose. Now we're going to shift our weight to our right side best we can, and let's lift up that left leg straight up, however that works in your body. Foot up to the sky, and breathe in and out. Nice, and bring that foot down. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to switch everything, all the weight over to the left side of the body. Right leg up to the sky. Maybe a little shaking going on, I got a little shakes. And back down to the earth. Awesome, we can lower all the way down.
I love bridge pose.
Me too. You know, it's really nice when you come down from bridge, if you want to take your feet wide on your mat, almost off the mat, and you can rock your knees side to side. That can feel really nice on your lower back. And you can also bring your knees into your chest and rock that way too. All right, so we're gonna do one of our last asana today, and that's gonna be dead bugs. Remember we did this last week too, which is sort of silly. It could also be like a turtle. I kind of like turtle better. How about you, Taylor?
Yeah,
Turtle on its back? Let's do turtle pose. So for turtle, we're gonna put our feet up towards the sky again, and we're gonna bring our arms up, and then we're gonna relax our shoulders back down onto the earth. So here we are in turtle pose, like a turtle on its back. And let's remember to breathe here. Let's inhale and exhale. Inhale. All right, let's bring our feet down to the earth. Taylor, you got anything else before we go to Shavasana?
No, I think we can go right into Shavasana.
Okay, sounds good. So for Shavasana, we're gonna take our breathing buddies. So Dr. Feathers is coming back out.
So Mrs. Snuggles.
Yeah, Mrs. Snuggles. All right, breathing buddies are gonna go on our bellies. And Shavasana is our rest period at the end of yoga. So for this, whatever feels right for you, you can have your legs straight and flat onto the earth. You could have your knees bent, whatever feels cozy for you. Your breathing buddy, maybe you have a blanket or a pillow nearby. That could be really nice too. Whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. And when you're feeling ready, we're gonna close our eyes again. And we're gonna let our attention come inward, placing our hands on our breathing buddy, and sending some love to our breathing buddy today. We're so grateful for them in our practice. We'll just focus in on our breath again. Maybe noticing if the breathing buddy is going up with your inhale and down with your exhale. Just a few moments of silence. Mrs. Snuggles, are you ready to get up from Shavasana?
I'm ready.
All right, so it's Dr. Feathers. Okay, so when we're feeling ready, we can bring our knees in to our chest. And our hands around our knees, just a little rocking motion. And we can roll over onto our side. And just cradle our head in our hands and our arm for just one more moment. Enjoying the quiet. And we can come on up to our seated position. And last week, we read The Wonderful Zen Pig, The Art of Gratitude. And we talked about gratitude and how it's so important to be grateful for all the wonderful things that we have in our lives. I'm grateful for family, friends, community, teachers. I'm especially grateful for teachers right now and all that they're doing to promote learning in just sort of a really different time of learning. Taylor?
I'm grateful for my family and my friends and all of the people that I work with and get to see every day. I'm grateful for the weather, even though it's cold. I'm still happy that it's nice and we get to go outside and we have clean air and trees. I'm very grateful for the YMCA for letting us use this space to teach you guys about yoga.
And I'm grateful for Now, the organization that Taylor works for, to have this vision of doing kids yoga with you.
And we hope that you love it just as much as we do.
So what are you grateful for?
Are you grateful for school and for the holidays and the yummy food?
And snow? Did you go sledding? Do you like to go out and play in the snow?
Did you maybe drink some hot cocoa? Maybe watched a movie or read a book?
All wonderful parts of winter. So let's read a little bit of Zen Pig. So remember we left off, Zen Pig was giving us some wise advice for life. So we'll pick up where we left off. Never waste time thinking of the future or the past. Just enjoy this moment and all that it has. And in this moment, we're practicing yoga with you, and we're so grateful to be able to do this together. Be thankful for all that you have. There's no need for more. You have everything that's needed to walk through happy's door. And look, there's a picture of a pig and a mouse eating ice cream together.
Oh, that's so yummy.
That sounds amazing. I need to show everybody that just because that looks really yummy. Doesn't it? At the beach?
At the
Remember we were
beach.
going to the beach?
That's a perfect beach snack.
When someone's in need, don't think, just act. Give all that you can and don't hold back. So that's a nice one to think about is how can you help others in need this season? What are some of the nice things? Acts of kindness would be the simplest thing that we could do. Being kind, smiling at one another.
Maybe you could open the door for somebody or say hello to somebody.
That's right. There's so many opportunities to spread kindness in the world. Sometimes we have to be reminded to do it, but they're out there. So we're going to close our practice today. We'll use our bowl as we did before. It'll be rung 3 times, and then we'll do our namaste. So listen to the bowl. I love that bowl, the ringing, just following it until the very last bit of it. And when we close our yoga practice, we say,
Namaste.
Namaste. So we'll namaste. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Namaste, Taylor. Namaste, Mrs. Snuggles.
Yes, and namaste, Dr. Owl.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you again next week for Kids Yoga.
Bye, guys.
Bye.